Hello, welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 718. I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
I am Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les, and today is Monday, the 17th of November, 2025. We're recording a day early because Laura's going to give away all the pretty stuff that she made this week, and we wanted to make sure that she had a chance to show it. So,
All is still making.
well,
There's a lot of
still.
knitting going on tonight, for sure. Knitting and working, but luckily I can do both a lot of the time. But yeah, I would you like me to go first or do you
Yeah,
want to go first? Okay.
no, go ahead.
So I am working on a pair of baby pounds.
Oh,
You can see this is the Rocky pattern by Tin Can Knits. There will be an I cord that goes through here. There will be a second pant leg. Um, it takes me around 2 hours to knit the pant leg with the ribbing, so not too terrible. This is out of Knit Picks Felici in the Bayou colorway. Um, I like when you look at the pattern, it seems like you could probably squeak it out with one ball. You cannot. So I ran out of my first ball here. So I still have a second pant leg to go, which is fine. I have two balls, but
right.
just so people know, especially if you're going to match, I was real mad that my color changed on my crotch gusset.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Like it will be fine. This has a folded over hem, so I used a new to me provisional cast on. I used Laura Nelkin's provisional cast on over using try it on tubing,
Mm.
or whatever they call that now, barber cord. Um, so that was interesting and fun. I do like, I hadn't thought of this before, but you're casting on a number of stitches that barely hit 16 inches. Like actually it's supposed to be 15 inches. If you stretch it, you can get on a 16-inch circular. Um, but your barber cord has to be much longer than that because you need to spread out the stitches and you can't squish the stitches on the barber cord and then have them spread out on the needle. It won't work. So, my helpful hint for this is double the amount of barber cord you probably think you need. Um, and then it's so funny because for those of you who are new, I get a little obsessive with timing. So I started these Saturday and I was like, I don't know. I was talking to my friend Emily and I was like, I don't know that I can knit a pair of baby pants in 3 days. And she's like, I've knit them in 2 days. I totally can. I totally can.
Oh no, magic words.
I still was doubtful, especially when I was struggling with the cast on. But it's so funny because I'm doing the smallest size and you start this part, the folded hem, on size 0 needles or ones if you don't knit loose. Um, but I was timing myself, so I set um my timer with a lap on it, so I time myself over multiple rounds, and I was hitting around 3 inches or 3 inches 3 minutes around, which is also a yard, because I was trying to figure out how long it would take me to knit 250 yards. um But then I went down to a size, like after you fold the hem, you go up to a size 3 needle or 4 if you're following the directions and aren't a loose knitter. And my time went down. I can do like same number of stitches, but over like 245 instead of 3, which is interesting
Okay.
to me. So that is my little interesting fact. Here's my butt gusset. So this has short rows and increases to increase for some booty. It's just a super cute, well-written pattern. You do need multiple needles, so keep that in mind. But yeah, it's very cute, and I think it'll. So, the person I'm knitting this for is my new assistant principal. His wife is pregnant with a little boy, and she is a knitter. So
Yeah,
that was part of it, is I was like, I want something that another knitter will be like, that is amazing.
right.
So that was part of it. And then the other thing that I have on my needles, is it in this bag? Um, is I finished my vest last week and started a baby vertebrae out of the leftovers. So this was for a baby shower that happened Thursday, but it didn't get done. It's fine. I'm gonna gift it to her probably tomorrow. Because I'm sure she'll be at this baby shower. I have 4 rows of ribbing left.
Oh,
And that's it. So yeah, used a little over one ball. I still have one ball left. Because this was deep stash. And that I had bought for a sweater, but then would not be enough for a sweater for current Laura. So I made a vest and yeah. So I will finish this, weave in the ends, and then block it. And that's the baby vertebrae on size 3s and 4s. And the second to smallest size. So I think it's like a 6-month size as well. And that is everything. That's why I wanted to record tonight, because that is everything that I have worked on. I'm pretty happy with two. Hopefully, I'll have 2 finished baby knits tonight, and that'll be 2 finished baby knits in a week. So
yeah. And
I'm
one of them
pretty.
being baby pants, which is, it's like a pair of socks. That's intense.
It
That's,
is about time wise. It is about the same as a pair of It's not a pair of socks, but like a single sock, because it's 250 yards. But it's like
okay.
I would knit this on double zeros if it was socks, and I get to knit it on size 3s. That's probably what Leslie would knit it on regularly.
I
So,
mean, I don't know. I had to go down a needle size in a swatch. I'll talk
wow.
about that. So, what I'm knitting on right now is Shake Rag. It's just a simple summer tunic, and it's by Amy Christophers. And the stripe effect is managed by holding one strand and then two strands. So, I've gotten, I don't know, a couple of rows since last week. Not a lot. It's not the most exciting thing to knit, so it's not the thing I gravitate toward.
Gotcha.
Um, but I swatched for this pattern, Membrial. And this is by Margany. Ma I'll put a link in the show notes, and our show notes are on our website, TheKnitGirls, 3ls.com. So it has you measure gauge using the specific texture pattern
That's always a
that's
good call.
that's used in the pattern, and it calls for a needle size of 4 millimeters, which is a 6, a US 6.
Okay.
Um, I think. No, I'm doubting that. Yeah, it's a 6. Uh, so the first gauge swatch that I made, I went up to a 7 because typically I have to go up a needle size. So that's where I always start
At least, yeah.
with my swatching. So, but it also calls for 24 stitches in 4 inches. Um, so
That's
this
really
is,
like a DK weight for me.
so I'm using a sport weight. What does it actually call for? Because I ordered this yarn specifically for this sweater. Um, it calls for La Bien-Aimée Prism. I don't know what that is. It doesn't give alternatives. So, um,
I'll look it up real
anyhow,
fast.
this is what it looks like. It came out very cute, but it also came out too big. 20 stitches to the inch instead of 24 stitches to the inch. Um, and I hadn't even blocked it yet. So if anything, it would grow with blocking. It's not going to shrink with blocking. So I knew that going down one needle size would not be enough. So I went down to a 5, which is one size smaller than what the needle suggests or the pattern suggests.
Yeah, it calls Prisms a sport. It's a 50% merino, 50% other. What is other?
Maybe other wool.
It's recycling. So waste.
Hmm.
We take bits of yarn, large and small, which would normally be discarded, and incorporate them into the yarn.
Hmm.
Recycled threads. It's incorporated into the merino wool, whereas blended in combs. Interesting.
So it could be anything then.
Yep.
So anyway, I went down to a size 5. This is what the swatch looks like for that. It came out pretty cute. I like the color combo.
Oh, it's a woolen spun. That could be the difference. Anyway.
Maybe. I haven't blocked it yet. I did get gauge, but I haven't blocked it yet. So we'll have to block it and see.
Yeah,
Um, I do like the little crosses are
it's
kind
cute.
of fiddly, but not terrible. So, I enjoyed it and I really enjoyed working with the yarn. The yarn is Why Not in her Spunky base, and the colors are Ice Ice Baby and Eddie. Um, so hopefully I will block and cast this on sometime in the next week because I really like the pattern, so I want to get started on it.
You should
Um,
definitely check out the notes on Rav because as I clicked into the pictures, they're
hmm
saying that there's lots of errors with the English version of the pattern.
Oh, okay. Well, I will check into that.
So
It's a
definitely
version 1.2 of the pattern in English, but I'll
that
check and
could
see.
be. Yeah, this was from 2025, so I don't know when it was last updated.
Okay, I'll look. And then the other crafting that I've been working on is I got all of my squares for Jethro blocked.
Oh,
So
cool.
they've been blocked and I have trimmed the ends, and it was such a sight that I decided to save all of my ends and show you. So for anyone who's looking forward to knitting a Jethro, there's
Now,
a lot of ends. And
because of the number of colors that you selected, because I know some people just did it out of like hand spun in one color.
right, if you do that, then you've got 2 ends per square. And
Okay,
like for my size, there were 65 squares, so you'd have 120. I had
that's
four
still a lot of
times
ones.
that
Yeah.
many. So I had 4 ends for every square and 60 something ends, so 240-ish
Wow.
ends to weave in. And I haven't even like laid the squares out in the pattern yet that I'm going to join them. But yeah, lots and lots of ends. Um, but I'm glad that it's done. So now I can work on joining. I've never done the join as you go crochet method for joining a bunch of blocks. Um, so I know that Tanis has links in the pattern for, her preferred method. So I'll take a look at that and see how difficult it is. I know that you sort of need a flat surface because you need to know like which one is connected to which one next and sort of have everything laid out. So, but yeah, that's what I've been working on. Um, I do have a finished thing.
Ooh, what did you finish?
Socks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
these are my ebb and flow socks from Woolens and Nosh. This was yarn I got at SSK this year. I just grafted the toe together just a few minutes ago.
Nice.
But they're nice. They're so dense. I really should check the gauge on these to see because I'm pretty sure I'm getting like 9 stitches to the inch. This only goes up to 8.5. Let's see if it's smaller than that. Oh my God, I can't see. One, two. Yeah, it's smaller than that. So I'm gonna have to go up a needle size for socks, but I think I'll just go up to. They were knit on a 1, so 2.25 millimeter. So
But
I'll probably go up to a one and a half.
um those were Targi, which tends to be a
Mm-hmm.
thicker base.
Yes. So it's specifically for this base, I think I would have to go up to a one and a half,
Gotcha.
or potentially a two, just depending. But I have another skein in the same base, so I'll try it on a one and a half and see how that goes.
Yeah.
And
You can
then
pass that on to be your like leave the house projects.
I don't know. I mean, that would make sense to do, so maybe. But I need to dig out size one and a half needles because I haven't used those in a minute. I mean, I have them with all my other needles, like separated in their own little box, but remembering to get them. So maybe.
Gotcha.
Um, and then the other thing I've been working on is my legit kit. So this is a quilting kit, and I talked about it in depth last week, so I'm not going to go into all of the how-tos really, but this is what it'll look like when it's done. It's a 60-inch by 80-inch top. Um, and it has 74 different colors, and you have to cut 347 individual pieces of fabric. So I've been doing that. I separated the squares into like easy-ish and more complicated. And so some of the bits are done. So like this particular bit will get joined to another bit,
Yeah.
right? And it had three pieces, and then let's see. Yeah, another like three pieces, and then some that are itty bitty,
Wow.
right? So I've got a stack of them that are done, but it's like a fifth of them.
Yeah.
And then I've got this big old stack where they're not done. So, for
It looks like you're making
example,
progress though.
yeah, everything has been cut. So all of the
Like,
fabric pieces have been cut. And that altogether, it probably took me 12 hours just
wow.
cutting the fabric. And
You
so, like
said you
this
found a
one,
trick to speed it up though, right?
well, for the piecing of it.
Okay.
So, this particular little bit, this isn't even a whole block. There's two other pieces, but this particular bit has six colors on it. And so I had to pin each color. So the backs of all of them are kind of a disaster until I go in because you have to sew each piece to the next and
Yeah.
then iron and press open and then measure and then sew the next piece to the next. Um, I will say the cutting of the fabric is the most tedious part.
Okay.
After that, with the sort of the trick that I found where I never sew the bits at the wrong angle anymore.
Oh, that's good.
Um, I'll try to remember to put that link to the video that like hit it in my brain for me. Um, let me just make, let's see, link to FPP video. Oh, I don't forget. Um, really made it go a lot faster, and I am grateful to that person who who put it out there, and it in retrospect it makes so much sense, and I don't know why I didn't do it that way before, but that's tends to be the way that it goes for like simple tricks in your brain. Um but yeah, cutting that took all day yesterday, and aside from some swatching, trimming the ends of the squares, and finishing the socks, like that's basically been my week when it comes to crafting. So a lot of varied things, but I didn't really get deep into any of them. So,
Okay.
um, I didn't spin any this week. Do you have any spinning that you want to
I
talk about?
do. So I'm still
Good.
working on my hip strings, because we are doing a hip strings along. So yesterday I had a Zoom for the Ply Spinning Guild. I co-host some of their Zooms, and it was lots of fun. And I was able to Amelia, who's like a huge spindle person, was there. And so I pulled out some influencer because I was ready to change my bobbin. So I got this much spun during the Zoom, And then I was so inspired by her talking about spindle spinning. I pulled out my little new Batty Fibers 3D printed spindle. And Jill had sent me a sample of some fiber. See if I can find which one it is. It's her Bowie base, which is one of my favorites,
Yeah.
and the bone. Um, so it is a Blueface Leicester Shetland Manx Lowton. Um, so I started spinning that. Plus, it matches that spindle pretty perfect. So I just felt the need to twiddle. These Batty Fibers spindles are PLA 3D printed, but like, look, this is the little acorn one.
It's
Little
very cute.
acorn at the bottom. It was $19, I think, for a
Ah,
spindle. So super fun. It's gonna be like my travel in my backpack spindle. And if it gets broken, it gets broken. Like, I'm gonna put it in like a
a
small
little
can.
pencil case or something.
Um, yeah, like an index card box.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not like super super concerned about it. Like it'll be a good travel spindle.
Yeah, and I think that that low cost like makes it super approachable for people.
Yeah, it
So,
definitely makes it accessible to get a cross arm spindle. It's not going to hold a ton because when we talk about cross arm spindles, so you're making essentially a turtle. So you're over two, under one. Let me pull this knot up. And so what that
we can't
does,
see.
oh, sorry. Because you're going over two, you're and under one, you're building a cup that looks like a turtle. It's larger on the top than it is on the
Mm-hmm.
bottom, but this spindle will only hold a big enough at the
Right.
bottom to hit that point.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a smaller spindle. I don't know how much more you would want weight wise than that, anyways. But
Yeah.
yeah, just something to think about. Um, so yeah, fun little spindle. That and the wheel spinning. There's been glitter. I'm getting glitter all over myself right now, just sitting here. There's been glitter everywhere in my house, and I
Hmm.
kind of love it. Um, so yeah, that's what I've been spinning. I've been doing a lot for guilds, a lot for Ply Magazine. So lots more to do. But right now, baby nuts for
All the baby pants.
yeah, so we still have the hip strings along going on. It'll go through the end of the month. Super fun. You can join us at any point in time, win some amazing prizes. It is we are hosting it, and then Jillian Marino is also hosting it. We just love our friends over at Hip Strings and want to support them in any way that we can.
Hmm.
And it's being hosted on our Discord, which is linked in the show notes, which you can find on the Knit Girls with 3ls.com.
Um, yeah, Winterfest is still, there are still some tickets for classes
Yep,
on Winterfest. That's Maryland Sheep and Wool's virtual event that happens in
absolutely.
January. Yeah.
End of January.
Um, and there's a link on our show notes, but you can also just search for Maryland Sheep and Wool and Winterfest and get there.
Yep, it's on their main website. There's some great classes that still have some availability. That'll be fun. I hope to see some of you there. If nothing else, Jill of Hip Strings is doing a free lecture. You just need to sign up ahead of time. This is all an online platform through Lesson Face, if you've ever used Lesson Face for other things. And yeah, it's super fun. And I'm excited to see Jill's doing the year in the life of a dyer. So last year they had, or a couple years ago, they had like year of the life of a shepherd. And it was Lee Langstaff who spoke about, how the year lays out for her as a shepherdess. And yeah, I'm excited to see what it's like for indie dyers as well. Um, Reading wise, I'm still rereading Winter Lost by Patricia Briggs. I really want to start Game of Wool. I think I'm gonna try to watch the first couple episodes of that. I kind of got sucked into Celebrity Traders. So I've been watching that as well, and lots of hockey.
We have started the Great British Bake Off. We're only a few episodes into it. We like to sort of stretch it out because the winter is long and it's dark by 5 o'clock now, which is just absolutely insane. Um, but I am still reading Snake Eater by T. Kingfisher. I'm trying to like savor it in small bites because it's another one where like I would basically buy any book that she puts out and read it because I just enjoy her voice. Um, and you can only write so many books a year. So I'm trying to savor it and enjoy it. And I'm also still listening to the Magnus Archives, which is an older, I say older, like I think it was put out in 2020. Or that's when it started. Horror podcast. It's free. I listen to it using an app called Overcast, but there's a ton of different podcast apps you could use to listen to it. Um, yeah, that's basically it. That's basically what I've been listening to. I haven't even listened to the most recent maintenance phase because I've just been um kind of stuck on the Magnus Archives at the moment. So,
Cool.
yep. We have a couple of Patreon events coming up. So the Friday after Thanksgiving, we have a Patreon event where we are going to ask everybody to bring their favorite ornament and if they have a how-to for how to do it, to share that as well. But it could just be a favorite ornament made in childhood. It doesn't have to be Christmas
Or
themed, just your favorite little ornament, figurine, doodad, whatever. And then we'll have a virtual knit night on the Sunday after Thanksgiving. The Our virtual knit nights we try to always do on the last Sunday of the month. Um, and these are for our Patreon supporters. We sincerely appreciate everyone who donates through Patreon. You help us cover the costs that are involved in running a podcast. And that is genuinely appreciated. So if you are interested in joining our Patreon events, you can find us at patreon.com/TheKnitGirls. Um, or any of your favorite makers, not just us. There's tons of great indies out there. So,
Gusset, the Fat Squirrel.
mhm.
I support the Greedy Peasant, and a bunch of other like Aja Barber, who's amazing and does incredible
Mhm.
work. So yeah, there's lots out there.
Jude, Rewilding Jude.
Yep.
So, yeah, there's lots of great. If you have a creator that you love and follow, they probably have a Patreon. So, um, yeah, we hope that you have a lovely week and weekend, and we will talk to you again next week.
Bye,
Bye, y'all.
y'all.